I think there's capacity, there's appetite, there is a lot of expertise to look at the risk from the ECA. But the mystery, right, is kind of, with all this capacity, why it's not going, quicker.
So we needed to create what we call an EPC strategy, where we work with non-Danish EPCs. So we created that strategy around 10 years ago. And in that period, actually, we increased the IFO capacity to being around 1% of our total portfolio to be now around more than 12% of the IFO portfolio. But I think basically what we have seen now is a huge pickup in 2025. Perhaps the pipeline in Africa for infrastructure projects have never been larger, on our side at least.
The infrastructure need is immense. 5 years back, maybe where predominantly what we did was just ECA. Now maybe it's 1/3 which is being done with the non-ECAs and the MDBs. Because once the sovereigns have done one transaction and they are comfortable with the risk, they know the process, they just replicate it. So we need to make a breakthrough for some of the other markets, but as of now, there is just a repeat like in Angola or Uganda, others, Nigeria possibly. There is a bit of concentration risk, but hopefully the others like the Rwandas and Botswanas do open up.
This point about the market being flat, I just wonder whether whether it'd be better to describe it as drift, because there are transactions there, but they're taking longer to close. Then you've got the ENS that has to be done. So just because it's, what I think from a lawyer's perspective, just because it's an adaptation project and it fits within the National Adaptation Plan, it doesn't suddenly become covenant light.
Everybody accepts that there needs to be proper due diligence in ENS. I think the real sentiment within the market is that the time it takes to go through that proper due diligence is now out of control.
It's a good thing now that we have compliance and ENS, but it's like all those things, sometimes you have the feeling it becomes an industry in itself. And it has gone maybe too far in one direction.
Now it's just unfortunate in Africa that the project finance space hasn't picked up, which should be a natural direction of travel. I think Asia was quick enough to pick up that way, so there was a lot of movement towards it. In Africa, it has just not happened.
Most of what we've done, almost exclusively all what we've done Sub-Sahara is sovereign transactions. So the good old plain vanilla buyer credit with the guarantee of the Ministry of Finance. And actually we are dealing most of the time with very disciplined Ministry of Finance. For the local currency financing, you're right. I mean, it makes a lot of sense for the borrowers to switch to that. But for us, sometimes it's difficult to find the partners to provide that local financing.